we're trying to fix, for lack of a better description, is Markelle Fultz, who was acquired. I know he's shutting down. He's not going to play the rest of the season. Obviously, the organization needs to get him right. But what's he look like in practice? I mean, I don't want to harp on the young man's shot. He's gone through enough, public chastising, if you will. But does he seem like mentally he's in a good place and he's getting ready to contribute? Or what do you see from Fultz so far?
Honestly, no, he hasn't practiced with us yet. So I've only seen him a little bit. Once the trade happened, he was here with us for a couple of days. So I haven't seen him on the court yet. I spoke to him off the court a little bit, and from what I've heard from other people and from some of the other players that I know from Philly, that he's a great guy, a very good player, smart player. And it wasn't easy for him. In Philly, he was number one pick, a lot of pressure, and things didn't start, the way he maybe wanted to. So it's difficult sometimes, with all the pressure, and they were winning, and he kind of had to play off his position. So it's not always easy. But I think that he can be a very good player for us. Obviously, first and most important is that he gets healthy and he gets right. And then, once he comes back, I think he's going to be a huge boost for us for sure.
Well, listen, really nice having you on the show. It's always good stories to chat with new people. Obviously, you've really popped this year after a good start to your career. It's at a different level, different stratosphere. Congrats on the All-Star status, and we're keeping an eye on the Magic. We know Pat Williams pretty well, so we'll keep an eye on you guys. And good to chat with you, Nikola. Appreciate you hopping on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Be good. Good luck.
Okay. A little surprised he hasn't practiced even. Yeah, that was a little surprised. I know they're going to shut him down. He's not going to play.
Yeah, Samter mentioned that to me to talk about it. And I'm like, I haven't heard a stitch since that happened. When he was in Philly, you'd hear updates here and there. We heard nothing once he went down to Philly, or down to Orlando. And I think he just explained why, because he's not even this is a year away thing type of. Not even a year, but
no guarantees.
Next year thing for him, Markelle.
I was going to say, and even then, there's no guarantees he gets it right.
Number one overall,
it's one of those strange sporting odysseys that you can't predict, and even as you watch it unfold, you can't even really explain it.
No,
every player just hopes it doesn't happen to them.
You're right.
It's scary. Let's get the update from Mac. Come back. We've got the blast. Kick around a few more things for you on this busy Wednesday. Rich Ackerman, right now. Update.
CBS Sports Radio. Sports Flash.
All right, guys, this report is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage options with the Name Your Price tool to find a price that works for you. The Steelers will likely start the new league year without Antonio Brown. ESPN reports they've told teams the deal is expected to be in place by Friday. Also, the Browns have released linebacker Jamie Collins. The Red Sox' Stephen Wright was suspended 80 games for testing positive for a performance-enhancing substance. The Heat and Hornets are battling for the final playoff berth in the East. They're currently tied for the 8th spot and meet tonight in Charlotte, the first of two over the next 12 days. Dwayne Wade carried Miami on Monday in its third win over the last 4 games, but said they need more out of the younger players.
It's the nature of it. You're next up. So the guys definitely been doing a better job, and we're gonna go as far as they take us. When Justice and Josh play good, we got a chance to beat anyone. We understand the importance.
The Pistons and Nets are currently tied for the 6th spot. Pistons host the Wolves. Nets take on the Cavaliers. And the Celtics posted an encouraging win last night over the Warriors to open a road trip. They'll try to build on it tonight in Sacramento. The Warriors have signed or re-signed Andrew Bogut. I'm Rich Ackerman.
Hey guys, DA, tomorrow morning, Antonio Brown Watch is on. The DA Show, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Erie's home for sports. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The right hire can have such an impact on your business, so it's crucial to make sure your job post reaches the most qualified candidates. You could try posting on job boards, but do you really know who'll see it? When you post your job on LinkedIn, it reaches 70% of the U.S. workforce. And unlike job boards, LinkedIn is a community that career-focused people visit every day to grow professionally and explore job opportunities. LinkedIn Jobs intelligently targets candidates based on their skills, recommendations, even how open they are to new opportunities like yours. Insights that are only available on the LinkedIn network. The result is that your post is matched to the best people for the job. That's probably why a new hire is made every 10 seconds using LinkedIn. And right now, you can go to LinkedIn.com/Tiki to get $50 off your first job post. That's LinkedIn.com/Tiki for $50 off. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn. You're closer than you think.
Napa know-how. Right now, only at Napa, AAA members get a 20% discount. So you can avoid getting stranded on the side of the road by picking up some quality parts like batteries, brake pads, and more. Meaning you can prevent the problem before it ever becomes a problem. Bravo. That's 20% off for AAA members. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 3/31/19.
This is Peter on his motorcycle.
The open road!
And this is Peter off his motorcycle.
Please move your paper off my desk. Thank you.
On his motorcycle.
I feel so alive!
Off his motorcycle.
I feel like we covered that already, so...
On.
Wow! Look at the ocean!
Off.
Look at this article I found about urban planning.
You're better on your bike. Progressive helps keep you on it. Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Time to check traffic on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Doesn't appear to be any traffic problems on your ride home this afternoon. Looking pretty clear on area roadways. However, tomorrow morning, a street closing to announce. State Street between 3rd Street to 4th Street, southbound only. That's going to be happening tomorrow morning beginning at 7 a.m. on your ride to work. Traffic challenges you may see on your way home today. Call us up in the traffic center at 866-9898.
This month, get a free Chase Elliott racing hat with any $25 purchase at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Get anything you need and a free Chase Elliott hat. That's Napa know-how. While supplies last. Offer ends 3/31/19.
Until using Credit Karma, Andrew Higgins had always been indecisive. His online shopping cart has 793 items. To him, second guessing is for amateurs. Try 10th guessing. But when Andrew learned that Credit Karma could help him save money on auto insurance, he finally made a decision. Now his online shopping cart only has 792 items. Congratulations, Andrew. Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
May not be available in all states. Credit Karma Insurance Services, LLC. DBA Karma Insurance Services, LLC. CA resident license 1727448.
Connect once, and everything was
Pennsylvanians became
streamlined, good
crime,
to go.
Sexual assault,
no
crimes against
rebooting,
children,
nothing.
and
This
other
is great.
crimes that are unacceptable in our community.
Finally
These
get your
crimes are
break
not
here.
your fault. You deserve our understanding, compassion, and respect. The Crime Victims Center of Erie County works every day to help children, women, and men hurt by crime. Our services include resources for victim compensation, restitution, counseling, court advocacy, education prevention, and support. If you or anyone you know has been affected by crime, please call the Crime Victims Center or go to cvcerie.org for help and support. For immediate assistance, call our 24-hour crisis hotline at 1-800-352-7273. It is the Crime Victims Center mission and goal to help victims move beyond and rebuild their lives. Help us reach every person affected by crime. Our services are free and confidential for the people we serve. Get more information at cvcerie.org. Crime Victims Center, helping victims of crime through advocacy, counseling, and education.
Environment Erie, your one-stop shop for environmental services and education, wants to remind you to use less for the benefit of our environment. Use less single-use water bottles. Instead, use a refillable water bottle. Use less plastic bags. Instead, use a cloth bag. Use less energy. Consider a programmable thermostat. Use your car less. Instead, bike, walk, or ride the bus more. Use less brand new items. Instead, seek out more second-hand finds. Use less for the health of our environment. For more information, visit environmenterie.org.
Did you know that Erie County residents can get a library card for free, giving you access to books, movies, music, and so much more? Visit us in downtown Erie, Edinboro, Lawrence Park, Mill Creek, Fairview, or on our bookmobile. For more info, visit erielibrary.org.
Erie's home for sports. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
All right, we have the blast coming up. Let's answer our Ask the Pros question of the day here, T. This one coming in from, as of course brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Today's question, KZ at They Call Me Keefe. All right, serious question, guys. Will Boogie cause Golden State and their championship run to go south? Teams are attacking him every chance they get. He gets flustered easily. And later on, that's usually a huge issue since he's known for being teed up. They are going at him defensively. Thanks for the question there, KC.
Yeah.
But maybe that's part of the reason they signed Andrew Bogut, by the way. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, agreed. Is it going to? No, I don't. Because if he becomes a liability, he just won't play that many minutes. I don't think it's going to cause them to disrupt their championship run.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch, too, but they're as vulnerable as they've been in years. I think since this whole dynasty started.
I agree.
I don't know if it's directly attributable to him and his presence and his minutes.
No.
But there's just something a little different about the Warriors, a little bit. All right, think O'Reilly Auto Parts, all your car care needs. Guaranteed low prices, excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. We will get to the blast here in a little bit. Obviously, LeBron's got a chance to make some history tonight, and I'm sure as soon as he makes it, go on Instagram and pat himself on the back a million times with a photo that one of his buddies snaps of him walking into the arena wearing, all the stuff in his outfit, pretending that he doesn't know that the picture's being taken, and he puts it on Instagram. Wow, what a candid shot. Look at LeBron focused as he gets ready to jump over Michael Jordan 13 points away. I can't stand that. And I'm going to prop him up here with the scoring pursuit tonight. But not just LeBron. I can't stand when these guys do this. Like, who's taking these pictures?
You're right.
On their phone that they have the picture of, that they post on their IG accounts, like, what a candid shot. Deep in thought. He's really preparing for the game. You told your buddy to take it because you like your outfit.
People get confused or they get excited because it seems like they have real access to them.
Yeah,
so
no.
That's why they do it.
I hear you.
It's all fake.
But he has done that a few times when he hops over and another benchmark, as he has a couple times this year. Even after losses, he has put that on Instagram with the hashtag, strive for greatness. It's just, optically, it looks terrible. It's just no awareness.
I agreed.
It looks so hollow.
I guess some people love it.
I guess. Because it does get about 55 million likes. Exactly. So I'm sure some people like it.
But they blindly just, like. Maybe
I'm going to start, jumping in and never being, too rude at it, but maybe get his attention enough where he'll come on the show. Where if I challenge him enough and call him out on this stuff, maybe get LeBron on. He probably will, but you never know.
He'll ignore you, then he'll block you.
Yeah, probably. That's the modern way of ignoring somebody, right? So LeBron James has 32,280 points. He's 12 behind tying. Gets number 13 tonight. He will jump over Michael Jordan. It's amazing. So you have Kareem 1, obviously, Karl Malone 2, Kobe 3, and then you've got, eventually, in a couple of hours, LeBron will be number 4. And then if you do the math, Kareem's still a little bit down the road, but to get to Karl Malone minimally here, he's going to, let's see, he'll finish this year right around a little less than 33,000, I would imagine. He'll be a little less than 4,000 away from Malone. He's definitely going to get get to Karl Malone.
He'll get to Malone, but I don't know if he'll play long enough to get to the top.
It's a good question. Mike just said in my ear, will KD get there by the end? KD's got, what's KD at right now? How many points? I don't have that in front of me, Mike. I did all the math years ago when I started to project out in 2013. I gave a chance to catch Kareem.
Where's KD now?
Now, actually, it might have hurt him going and playing with Steph. It helped his profile championship-wise, but in terms of shots.
He's down there in numbers. He's 36th at 22.6.
Okay, but now jump to 26. And how many points away is that? So to jump 10 slots from 36 to 26.
It's 3,000 points. Jerry West.
He'll do that in a year and a half.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, in a year and a half, when he's 31 years old, he'll be at 26 minimally again and soar over Jerry West. That's how you have to look at it. It seems like, don't look at the number attached to it. Look at how many, if you average 1,500 points a year, roughly.
Yeah.
2,000's a huge year. A little bit less of that is terrific. 31. Especially if he goes to the Knicks and he's got free reign, will do whatever he wants. He's a 7-footer who's going to shoot forever outside. I'd have to really do the math again. I'd give an outside chance.
Yeah, he's averaging almost 2,000. So he might get it quickly. He might go to 15.
Yeah, but he's going to go through the drop off like LeBron's going through. Although LeBron point per game has not actually dropped off.
No,
it's his PER and his free throw shooting and his defensive metrics. But
yeah. But if he goes to the Knicks, really wherever he likely goes, where he's the number one option to score, he'll probably be up at 2,200 a year, as opposed to just south of 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Oh, unless it comes
Depends
with
if he comes with Kyrie.
That's what
Kyrie's going to want some shots, too.
That's true. It depends on who he comes with.
Exactly.
But, I mean, think of all the options in Golden State. It's just, he can't score 2,000 points.
No. You know, I'll tell you who gets overlooked, and I'm going to call myself out on this. I overlook him a lot, too.
Who?
Elvin Hayes. We never talk about Elvin Hayes.
Because we didn't see him play.
I didn't see half these guys play. I didn't see Oscar Robertson play. I always talk about Oscar Robertson.
True.
I didn't see Rick
But that's
Barry
because
play.
of the
Didn't see Jerry West
of the
play.
championships with Oscar Robertson.
Well, I understand that, but I mean,
Jerry West, the logo. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of context there still, but to be number 10 all-time in scoring, nobody ever mentions Elvin Hayes.
Yeah, who's just behind him?
Right, Hakeem Olajuwon, Oscar Robertson, our buddy Dominique, Tim Duncan's 14.
Yeah, but we saw all
and
those
Paul
guys.
Pierce,
Yeah.
truth.
So it's all those guys. But there's nobody else in that era that we didn't see that's around that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, Mike. I only have the 20. Who do you have in then we'll get to the blast. Give me from 26 to 36. Give me those ranges in
So you got Jerry West, 26.
In descending order. Go ahead. Yep.
Artis Gilmore, Patrick Ewing.
Hold on. Is Artis part of the ABA? Because with those numbers?
No, this is ABA plus NBA. You want just NBA?
No, you can do it as you were going to do. Go ahead.
Okay. Patrick Ewing. Ray Allen, Iverson, Barkley.
Wow, in the top
Robert Parrish. I know he played a long time, but I'm surprised that the Chief was that high.
He had 30 ounces of weed shipped to his house, FedEx. Yo, the Chief got to smoke it up.
Adrian Dantley, Elgin Baylor. I may have an answer, though, for your Elvin Hayes thing quick before we get to the blast.
I'd love to hear it.
His first couple of years in the league, he was great in San Diego. 28 points, 27 points, 28 points.
Okay.
After that, it was 25, 21, 21, 23, 20.
It's not a good enough answer.
But here's what happened. So it started out in San Diego for 3 years, 1 year in Houston, 1 year in Baltimore, 1 year with the Capital Bullets. Then he went to, then the Washington Bullets renamed, then Houston. I mean, he played for...
It's because he bounced around.
A bunch of different teams.
If he was doing 1 year deals, 1 year, that's, again, it's a KD issue that we were just kind of alluding to earlier. You don't get identified with the team, so there's nobody loves you and champions you.
There could be a little something to that now that I think about this, because it would be okay if he bounced around, like McAdoo. McAdoo, even though McAdoo played for the Buffalo Braves, he played for the Lakers, he played for the Knicks, but you start talking San Diego, you start talking franchises that don't even exist anymore, that have different names. It takes on, that might be part of it. I had to ask my dad about that. Because he watched him play. Nobody ever mentions Elvin Hayes' name. It never comes up. All right, the blast. Here we go, boys. Let's go.
So many topics, so little time. We give you 5 stories in 5 minutes, but don't take too long or you'll suffer the buzzer. It's time for the blast with Tiki and
Give it a
Tierney.
microphone so I can hit you with a blast. All right, Tiki. The Browns are parting ways. You and I were talking about this off the air. I don't think we brought this on the air at all today. Jamie Collins, peace out, cut halfway through a $50 million contract, never acquired from the Pats. Can he still be a difference maker? What you think?
Yeah, I think he can. He had 104 combined tackles last year. The problem is that he didn't live up to the contract because he went on IR after he signed that long-term deal. And once you do that, you get in you become a bad sales guy, so to speak, to the new team and the new coach. And when you get a new coach, this always happens. They want their guys, especially the ones that they're paying a lot of money to. So it's surprising, but not surprising.
I think he can help out a lot of teams. Your Giants, Landon Collins, obviously, they're not going to pay him. I don't know what they could get Jamie Collins for. I could see him going to the Raiders. I can see them,
Chiefs, maybe.
You know what? That's a great one.
Justin Houston's gone, and maybe D Ford might be as well.
And they tag him, try to trade him. Yeah. That might be the best one. Watch out for Kansas City. Good call. Could he still be a difference maker? Right system? Yeah, he's a good player still. All right, T.O. Terrell Owens to be inducted into the 49ers Hall of Fame. Okay. It's my quarterback. Although he said that with Dallas. That's still one of the funniest things. Like his lips are quivering. That was so funny. It's my quarterback. What team do we associate him with? The Bills. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny. I associate him more with the 49ers.
I think it is, too.
I do.
Like, I want to say Eagles because I was a peer with him then.
Yeah, and he was there, and he was really good. But I think about the catch from Steve Young in Jerry Rice's last game.
Yep, when he got drilled.
And he had a couple drops that game. He finally held on to the big one there.
Down the seam, he gets hit by the safety in the corner.
Yeah.
And he holds onto the ball, and then he's crying afterwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 49ers is to me because I can't think of highlights from the other teams.
Well, let's see. Well,
other than not
the Dallas
I
logo?
remember the celebrations, but I don't
The
remember
popcorn?
like the popcorn.
He was only Dallas for a couple of years, but he was great.
And standing in the star.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Dallas's history obscures him a bit because they've had so many players, so many great players. Philly may very well have been his second best spot.
It was his best stop.
Dallas's numbers, though, were terrific.
Dude,
All right. That settles
was
that.
great, though.
Iron for Zion. That didn't. Iron for Zion.
Iron
That
for
sounds
Zion.
so stupid. If you're iron for Zion.
Zion.
Come on.
Zion.
You just. It's.
I know what you mean.
Dude,
Fun.
be a
Zion.
rapper. Be a rapper.
Got
and,
an eye for Zion.
Be a rapper and make it work. Make it fit.
Oh, I should make it fit. I hear you.
Iron for Zion.
Spit a little fire here. So the next to the Suns, the opposite of fire, NBA fire at least. Which team benefits more from winning the lottery?
The Knicks, obviously.
Why?
Because they're going to get Zion. They're going to have an engaged fan base now. I might actually go see a game. Definitely the Knicks. I mean, I guess the Suns could use them.
Of course, anybody could use Zion Williamson. He's terrific. But they have DeAndre Ayton. They got Booker. Got Jackson. They got some good players.
They got some really good players.
They should not be this bad. They're a disaster. Their infrastructure is awful because their roster is impressive.
No doubt.
But the Knicks need them because that could be further incentive for other guys to join.
Agreed.
And obviously, free agency comes after the draft lottery order when they do it in May, usually at halftime during one of the playoff games. Come on, Knicks. Just give me something, please. Come on. Former Yankee pitcher and current Red Sonny Gray rips the team for making him throw too many sliders. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. He got on the Yankees pretty deep here. He said that he couldn't just really well, I guess you could, but he elected not to shake it off. And he just kept, they wanted him to keep throwing the slider. Well, do we have a problem with this? Well, part of the reason they want him to throw the slider is because his fastball lost a little bit of dip, a little bit of zip there. And I think Sonny Gray, first of all, it's a bad ballpark for him in Cincinnati. That's a bandbox, much like where the Orioles play, much like where the Phillies play, obviously. Sonny Gray is not as bad as he looked in spurts for the Yankees. Problem is, it takes him 5 hours to pitch a game.
Yeah,
he's a human rain delay.
He's really slow.
God.
And maybe that's part of the issue. He doesn't hurry. He doesn't make batters uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if he's okay this year for Cincy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done.
Yeah. But he should have just shaken him off. You don't want to throw a slider? Don't throw a slider.
Yeah, if Sanchez says, whatever, you're the pitcher. You're in charge.
You're right.
No? Bob Nightingale and John Smoltz, all right, both support the idea of Major League Baseball, of the Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he didn't do it here.
No, he didn't. Of course he did, because he's not consistent. Adopting a split season like they do in the minors. Do we like it, or is it nuts?
Did you see this story?
I didn't see the story,
it was in the USA Today. We had Bob Nightingale on, I feel like a little while ago.
About a month or so ago.
It's interesting. So they would split the season.
Yep.
So at the first half, if you win the first half, then you make the postseason. You win the second half, you make the postseason.
Okay.
Then there's obviously wild cards and everything else.
They did that with the strike in 1981.
Right. And so
is that what they're basing it off of?
That's what they're basing it off of. It's a speculation. Things we'd like to see changed in sports. This was one. Split the baseball season so that at the All-Star break, you're not having teams just like, we're about 6 or 7 games out. We don't have a shot piece. Let's break it down.
Theoretical incentive for 162.
Yeah, to keep guys.
I got to read up on this a little bit more.
You should
not that
read
bad.
It. Yeah, I would get behind the idea because I feel like halfway through the season, half the teams lose interest.
Yep.
And then if it's your team, you're like, okay, whatever. Next year, let's look at the farm system.
Yeah.
Like, who are we going to bring up? Who's the guy we're going to, keep on a contract or a minor league contract just long enough so that we can bring them up? Who are we
going to hold out through April so we can exercise that extra year for service time?
Exactly.
I got to read up on this. That seems like they did this in 80. I believe this is the way it went down in 81.
They definitely did it
with the strike season.
They definitely did.
That's interesting. The Yankees and the Dodgers were the World Series. I think the Reds had the best record.
Yes, and they didn't make
the playoffs. There was something quirky with that.
But there's a way to fix that. So if you have the best record overall and you don't win either one of the sides of the season, you just get an automatic berth. If you
have a wild card kind of deal?
You get the automatic wild card. You should read it. It's interesting.
Oh, definitely going to read it.
Oh. A little bit low.
Should have thrown Sonny Gray. I should have.
You're thinking the same thing.
Hey, Santa, happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, yeah, Santa.
Look at that young stud.
Go do what I would do.
Who's that weirdo?
O'Reilly.
Improve visibility in your vehicle when you replace your worn wiper blades with a pair of Trico Titan wiper blades. Plus, you'll get a $15 O'Reilly gift card. Don't risk your safety because of poor visibility. Get premium blades at guaranteed low prices. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's observe the inflatable noodle man. His constant undulating entices people to look at me, look at me. He's tireless and brainless, a literal airhead. Curiously, however, the inflatable noodle man, when hearing that Geico not only saves people money, but also has an award-winning app that makes it easy to manage one's policy, he knows you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Just ask an inflatable noodle man. Carefully, they are unpredictable creatures.
And now, a quick comparison from Grasshopper. When a client calls, what do you want them to hear? Your personal voicemail?
Hey, you've reached Greg's cell phone. I'm away right now, obviously. Leave a message and maybe I'll get back to you.
Or something a little more buttoned up, courtesy of Grasshopper.
Thanks for calling Green Landscaping. To make an appointment, dial 1. For billing, dial 2. To speak with Greg Smith, dial 3.
There's no contest. Put your best voice forward with Grasshopper, the virtual phone system for small business. Try it free at grasshopper.com.
Napa know-how.
Chase Elliott here, letting you know that when you spend $25 at Napa this month, you get a free Chase Elliott racing hat. Need a set of brakes? How about a new battery? Both are hat-worthy. Replacing an air filter, then adding on wiper blades and headlamps just to break $25? That works too. Go get your free Chase Elliott hat today. Quality parts, helpful people, free hats. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer ends 3/31/19.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
A printer with more ink than you think.
The Epson EcoTank printer comes with up to 2 years of ink included, right in the box.
So you can print up to 2 years worth of reports and proposals. Just think about how much you'll save on ink.
And right now at Staples, save $70 on the Epson EcoTank 2750. Plus, when you trade in your old printer in store, you'll save an additional $30.
Staples, there's a whole lot in store.
Ends 3/30/19. See associate for details.
The Alzheimer's Association of Greater Pennsylvania is here to help. With their 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline and chapter website, assistance is just a call or click away. Their staff is highly knowledgeable about Alzheimer's disease and dementia, memory loss, medications, and treatment. They provide caregiving tips and direct you to local services available in your area. You can also call for emotional support as often as you need. They know living with Alzheimer's and dementia is overwhelming, and they're here to help. Please visit alz.org/PA today.
This is Brandon Tierney with a CBS Sports Minute. So, probably 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 games each NBA season that you really have to watch start to finish to get a good sense of what's what before the playoffs begin. And most years, last night would have served as one as well. The Celtics scored 41 points in the second quarter. They dropped 73 points on the Warriors in the first half, and they smashed them 128-95. However, I'm not going to overreact here. I'm supposed to look at Kyrie Irving, who's been miserable suddenly because he had a little conversation with Danny Ainge at the front of the plane. He's good to go and he's happy. Not buying it. Need more evidence. And oh yeah, by the way, while the Warriors will probably still win the championship again, they've had about 9 games where they've been whacked by at least 20 points. Hey, the Celtics got a good win, but I attribute it more to indifference on the part of the Warriors than the Celtics getting right. I'm BT.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. 30% of Americans who are planning home improvements of $5,000 or more will pay for those renovations with a high-interest credit card. That may not be a great idea. A better idea may be to take cash out of your home with a Quicken Loans 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.5%. APR 4.78%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate subject to change. Pay 2% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Together, we can turn a stairwell into an ER at a moment's notice. Together, we can turn a rescue ship for refugees into a maternity ward. Together, we can vaccinate 710,000 people in just 11 days. Together, we are Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders goes where others don't to provide life-saving medical care. Learn more at doctorswithoutborders.org.
WRIE Erie and W242CU Erie, a Cumulus media station. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. Sponsored by Bianchi Honda. Open 24/7 at BianchiHonda.com. Time for the Otters Hour on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. An inside look at the team and people that make the Erie Otters your team.
And welcome into another edition of Otters Hour. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney. We got a jam-packed show for you here this evening. Our final show of the season here on this Wednesday, and we're live at Molly Brannigan's from 6 to 7 o'clock here this evening. We've got guests, multiple guests. We have giveaways, and we'll get to that for you right now because I think that's probably the most important thing. That's what everybody's looking for because we have tickets. I got 2 pairs of vouchers good for any of the next 3 Otters home games coming up, whether it's this Saturday during Team Poster Giveaway Night or next Wednesday or the following Saturday on March 16th, as things are getting down to the wire with the OHL playoff race, and Erie just a couple points out with games in hand and opportunity too. So I got tickets available here that'll be up for raffle. You have to be in attendance to be a winner. Dropped off in our box, and we're going to have our guests draw some winners a little bit later on. And I also have an autographed team jersey. Whole team signed. The Otters white jersey. It's the road jersey right now, but we got these ready to go. And with that said, live at Molly Brannigan's from 6 to 7 o'clock. You can try the latest Erie Otters signature sandwich. The Gritty, I was told, is what it's called. It was created by Alex Gritz earlier this morning. A double cheeseburger, fried egg, bacon, cheese, all that. So that is your Otters signature sandwich of the month coming up for the final month of the regular season as we are in March and we are in the playoff stretch with just 7 games left for the Erie Otters coming up. And now joined by my guest for the evening with Erie Otters, both first season with the Erie Otters, first-year defenseman in Marcus Gillard, and a veteran in the Ontario Hockey League and a first-year man with the Erie Otters, and Daniel Singer. Guys, thanks for joining me. I want to double-check. Can you guys hear me all right? Everything coming through during the years? Perfect. Yeah. We got to set it away. So we made our way through a lot of the lineup, and now as we're here with our final show, you guys will be on for the first half hour. Got a couple guests later on with Alex Gritz joining us once more, and Wes Wolf will be on. And Wes can give his final critique now that we're season through of looking at this team's fashion status and where they're at. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on the show. But for guys that want to look first at this past week, obviously a huge week for you guys. 3 out of a possible 6 points. And starting on that Wednesday game, taking on the Guelph Storm, this team has found ways to come back in hockey games, get points that maybe you were already accounted not to pick up. But, Daniel, you were in that game on Wednesday at the Erie Insurance Arena against the Guelph Storm. You're down and heading into the third period. What is said in this locker room that this group is continuously able to come back in hockey games, and whether it's pull-out victories or pull-out points like you did on Wednesday night?
I mean, a lot of it just comes down to leadership. I think we got a great leadership on the team. A lot of guys stay positive in the room. I think that's what we need. But, yeah, I think we came out with a really good attitude, a lot of desperation, I think, to get that goal back. And, yeah, pretty much just a lot of positivity in the room. So,
what's going through your mind when you're getting to the final couple of minutes left and it's – I mean, we need one here, boys. And then they find – Jamie keeps that puck in on the right point. It goes down the wall, and it's right on the tape of Max Golod to tie things up.
No, yeah, for sure. I think being on in that moment, that's a huge responsibility, and I think it's actually exciting to be out there because you want to be that guy to get that point or to get that goal to tie it up or even take the lead. So, I mean, it's fun being out there with that. But I mean, in the end, if we don't end up getting the point or a goal and we end up losing, I mean, it's a little frustrating at times. But I think it's just more being out there and getting it done. So.
in that, well, so you do pick up a point. You close in closer on the Windsor Spitfires, who had themselves a tough week. Some good help around the Ontario Hockey League for the Erie Otters with a couple losses handed to the Windsor Spitfires. And you were able to make some ground up on the week as well. But it comes to the weekend without Jack Duff due to that suspension that was handed down on Wednesday. Marcus Gillard, you're right back in the lineup. Looking at the weekend, the challenge was ahead. You have another tough Starting a Sting team that's still trying to solidify and punch their playoff ticket. They sit pretty good at 7th. And then the London Knights. What's going through your head, and how do you prepare to go from maybe not a regular in the lineup, but all of a sudden your number's called against some two pretty critical games with the playoffs on the line and the Otters trying to draw closer and closer to the Windsor Spitfires?
Well, you just got to keep the same mindset throughout whatever's going on. And you just got to, once you get that chance, just make sure you're ready to play.
I mean, team certainly did that. And that game Saturday against the Sarnia Sting, what was clicking for the group? You go up 4-1. You guys jump in the lead 2-0 to start things off. While you were out there and part of the group, what was going for the team to make up those points against the Sarnia Sting and take it to them on home ice?
I think we all just know that we need these couple points, couple games coming up, so we all go into the rink with a positive mindset, knowing what we got to do and trying to get it done.
Dan, it was in that game, again, a different situation as opposed to Wednesday, where Wednesday the team is down for some of that game against the Guelph Storm, and you had to come back. This time you guys are up and you're playing with the lead. What's the difference for a hockey player in a situation like that, going up early and then knowing we got to keep the pedal to the metal with this team that has scored goals against us in the past, that we got to be aware of, that they can quickly get back into this thing?
Yeah, no, I think that all starts off with a lot of defense. We play a good offensive game and generate some chances and get a quick lead. I think we just got to play defense for the rest of the game and try to shut them down.
And you guys did that. As the third period, you get into that, and they start to make their comeback, and then you guys are looking for a little insurance. What's going through the group's head? How do you guys keep things together whenever all of a sudden they get that one on the power play, and all of a sudden they get another one, and it's a one-goal game?
I just stay calm. It's we still got the lead. It's not panic time. It's not panic mode. But yeah, I think we just gotta keep our heads in the game. Keep doing what we're doing. Maybe tying down on a little more chances that we get. But yeah.
So the team pulls it off 5-3. You guys are right behind the Windsor Spitfires, and it goes into Sunday. And maybe you don't get the result again against the London Knights, a team that's, for them, they will end up winning the division with the 2 points. But man, did you guys give them a game. You were down short a bit, especially on the blue line, Marcus, where all of a sudden you're without Jake Golden for the end of the second period, and penalty kill, you got to get out there, and everybody's kind of like all hands on deck to finish things out. In that hockey game, what'd you learn about the group and with that blue line, the way you guys stuck real close against a team that a lot of people don't expect you to be close with and in a tight hockey game?
Well, we all know London's strong, so we just got to come in and make sure we're working as hard as we can, especially going down with a D in the second period. We all just made sure we were getting what we had to do done and just working hard out there.
This is Otters Hour. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney. With me on the show for the first half of the show, live from Molly Brennigan's, is Marcus Gillard and Daniel Singer. We're also giving away 2 pairs of tickets to upcoming Otters games, and I also have an autographed Erie Otters jersey that we will give away to one lucky fan that's in attendance at the show tonight. We'll pick that later on, closer towards 7 o'clock. These guys will pick some tickets in a little bit, so you definitely want to come down, be a part of this. But you got to stay for the entire show. And the way I'm going to entice you with that is with the latest Erie Otters signature sandwich of the month here at Molly Brannigan's. That includes I think it was made by Alex Gritz, who will join us a little bit later on. He'll tell us his creative process that went into making the gritty, is what it was labeled. And I have the video on my computer here that we can watch a little bit later on. But a kind of a morning double cheeseburger with a fried egg on it and some bacon. So some good stuff here to come check out, and also the show as well. But guys, coming up, it doesn't get easier for you ever, it seems like, with the way the schedule goes for the Erie Otters, because you have the makeup game that's going to be in 2 weeks, but coming up here 3-3 yet again for this group. The sixth time that you'll have that. You would have had 3 or 7 actually had it wasn't for the one game in Mississauga that had to be postponed until the following next week. But another 3-3. You got 7 games in 10 days. How do you prepare your body for something like that and have it ready to go for such a stretch? But also, it's the end of the season. I mean, coming up on games 62 through 68 that you got to play in 10 days.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can speak on behalf of a lot of guys in the room, but a lot of guys are sore, banged up at this point. But I think coming to where we are right now and trying to get a playoff spot, I think putting all that aside, I think we're more worried about games coming up and preparation. Obviously, huge factor in these couple games. But I think a lot of hydration, a lot of water, a lot of good stretches that Coop does with us too to get us ready for these games. So I think if we keep doing that, keep working on stuff that we need to work on, and that's pretty much how we prepare for a week like that. So.
Gilly, you kind of never know when your number will be called. We still think that we don't know what the number is for Brendan Kitchnick with his suspension, so you're going to be right back in the lineup, it seems like. How do you keep yourself ready to go, and especially some of the systems and things like that being in your first year? How do you have yourself ready to go for a tough week, tough 10 days on the way?
Just making sure in practice I'm doing what I need to, making sure I know everything, but just off the ice, making sure that my body's ready to go and that my mind is ready to go. Just whenever I'm called, I'm ready to go.
I want to ask you too, because you've been part of these penalty kill meetings over the last couple of weeks, and it's taken a while for the PK to really find itself and find its way. I know it sits 20th in the league overall, but if you're looking at the group from February until now, the PK is over 80%. What has changed in that time? What have some of the younger first-year guys learned about being on the penalty kill that's really starting to click here when it's mattered, when it's been really critical when you're trying to make the postseason?
I think we've all just learned that kind of what you have to do, and like the systems obviously, but learning that we have to sacrifice when you're out there for the team, and just making sure that every puck you get down, and just making sure that everything you do is to what the coaches expect.
7 games in 10 days coming up for the Erie Otters. This is our final Otters Hour show on the season. We're live at Molly Brannigan's until 7 o'clock giving away tickets. I have 2 pairs of tickets and also a Otters autographed jersey by the entire team. So everybody has signed this thing. We will give these away in the raffle later on tonight when the broadcast starts to come to a close. But we got to take a quick break as we will have more Otters Hour right after this. I'm Aaron Cooney. With me here right now is Marcus Gillard and Daniel Singer. Wes Wolf and Alex Gritz will be on a little bit later on in the show. But we got a lot more coming up here from Molly Brannigan's. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Introducing the 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. You can buy now for only $17,988. The Sport has available features such as 7-inch touchscreen, rear view camera, Bluetooth, and of course Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Or buy the family-friendly 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander for only $19,988 or get 0% financing for 72 months. This 7-passenger top safety pick is designed to keep you and your family safe and financially sound. So we dare you to compare the 2018 7-passenger Mitsubishi Outlander that you can buy now for only $19,988 or 0% financing for 72 months. Also, come see the exciting lineup, including the all-new Eclipse Cross, only at Interstate Mitsubishi, 1/2 mile south of the Mill Creek Mall on Route 99.
Discounts include $500 dealer APR cash, which requires financing for dealer indirect lending service. Prices prior to tax, title, and license. Discounts may not be combined with any other offers. 0% available with approved credit for 72 months through dealer and indirect lending service. They cannot be combined with discount.
Jerry just gradually got worse and worse. Our doctor said the only thing that could save you is a live donor.
Karen's husband Jerry had end-stage liver disease and needed a transplant.
Our oldest daughter said, "Dad, I'm a match, let's do this."
UPMC is the only hospital in the region that does living donor liver transplants.
UPMC saved all of our lives. My girls still have their dad. I still have my sweetheart.
I didn't choose to have my liver fail. I did choose UPMC.
With the new Express Sports football and car racing from the Pennsylvania Lottery, you can play your favorite sports at participating retailers, bars, and restaurants. Make your picks on your play slip, like touchdown pass on the third play, or the first 3 cars to cross the finish line, and watch the fast-paced lifelike action on the big screen. With drawings for cash prizes every 5 minutes, there's never a dull moment. Come on, come on. Yes!
Express Sports from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Compete from your seat. Players must be 18 or older. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Meet you at Molly's before the game, after the game, or for the game. The Modern Irish Pub is the Otters away game headquarters with live stream broadcast. Molly Brannigan's hospitality is rivaled only by her cooking. Our new menu features the finest homemade Irish fare, along with a wee bit of the unexpected. Happy hour is the perfect pregame. Score with buy one, get one appetizers and discounted drinks. And don't forget to try our Otters Signature Sandwich, the ultimate fan food. Molly Brannigan's, just north of Perry Square on State.
As a CEO, I want the best from our employees. In return, they want the best from their company, especially when it comes to their health benefits. That's why we choose UPMC Health Plan. It gives our employees in-network access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the world-class care of UPMC. And the best part? It's affordable for all of us.
For the quality, affordable coverage your company deserves, here's the plan, UPMC Health Plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 families is affected by addiction? It's a serious disease, and it deserves more attention. Erie County and our country as a whole is in the worst opioid epidemic in history, and this widespread plague needs more awareness. Gaudentia Erie is the largest nonprofit provider of drug and alcohol treatment services in Pennsylvania. At Gaudentia Erie, our mission is to help individuals and families affected by drug and alcohol dependency, mental illness, and related conditions achieve a better quality of life and become productive members of society, regardless of their ability to pay. Through a continuum of care, Gaudentia Erie helps our clients with their recovery, guided by a philosophy of mutual concern, personal responsibility, and community awareness. Together, please help us smash the stigma of addiction. There's no shame in reaching out for help, and we're in this fight together. For more information on Gaudentia Erie's programs and services, please call 814-459-4775 or visit our Crossroads facility, which is located at 414 West 5th Street.
Did you know that your library gives you access to a world of opportunities? We have so many free services. Discover your family tree with Ancestry Library Edition in our Heritage Room. Borrow, stream, and download books, movies, music, and more. You can even learn a new language. We have story time for the little ones and literacy programs for school readiness. And as they get older, they can attend technology classes like coding to spark their imagination and unlock their potential. All absolutely free. Study for the GRE, GED, SAT, and dozens of other tests. If you want to update your computer skills, we have classes for a small fee. Be sure to join us for one of our family-friendly events. The possibilities are endless. It's easy to find out what's happening at the Erie County Public Library. Just visit erielibrary.org and follow us on Facebook and Twitter today.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
And welcome back here into Otters Hour. We got to get used to that echo there, but we're back here live at Molly Brannigan's. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney, and joined at this time by Marcus Gillard, Erie Otters first-year defenseman, and Daniel Singer, first year with the Erie Otters, a couple years with the Niagara Ice Dogs before coming into this. Daniel, I'm going to start with you here, and this is for both your first years, but for you, a couple years that you had in the Ontario Hockey League with the Niagara Ice Dogs to start. How was the journey gone for you coming into the OHL? You quickly found your way, and you're always a pest, it seems like, when your first 2 years when you're with the Ice Dogs. You found your way on the score sheet against the Otters nearly every game, but now into Erie. Joining the Ontario Hockey League is maybe one of the smaller guys. It seems like you're always mixed up with in the scrappiness, whether it's in the corner, behind the net. How have you made a name for yourself in the Ontario Hockey League? And to be drafted and then get into the games as well.
Well, yeah, like you said, I had went undrafted my draft year, obviously, and got drafted the year after by Niagara. But I played junior B for Fort Erie my 16-year-old year. So, I mean, just from that experience, playing with older guys and stuff, I think it just got me, like, just learned about speed and everything, how you got to use speed, the quickness of the game and all that. And I think just playing in the OHL for the last couple of years, I think a lot of that has developed into just learning and all that. And especially playing with bigger guys, being, like you said, a smaller guy in the league, obviously. But I think I got, again, speed, saying speed a lot, but just experiences. So playing with older guys and everything.
What was it like playing and still going back to your hometown, going back to St. Catharines, one as an Erie Otter to play, or even as a Niagara Ice Dog to play in that building and be in front of the hometown OHL crowd?
Felt a little weird at first, but honestly, I say it was more exciting than anything. Kind of hoping I was going to go out there and give them a good game, but no, I had a lot of family and friends come out and everything, so they came to support me and everything. So no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Marcus, you're from roughly the same area, right? The Fenwick is not too far away from that whole kind of just across the border, right around St. Catharines and Niagara Falls kind of area. How about you for going into your draft year, and are you aware of scouts being around and knowing every game that they're watching for the Ontario Hockey League, and then going into draft day? What are the nerves like when you sit there and kind of watch and wait to hear a call?
Well, that year I kind of knew about like the scouts and stuff like that because my brother had played in the past years, but I don't know, that year was kind of nerve-wracking for me. I really wanted to get drafted, so just worked as hard as I could every game and just hoped for the best.
What was it like when Dave Brown phoned you up? I know I'm in there in that room with him. He calls every single Otters draft pick. So when you get that phone call saying that you've been drafted to the Erie Otters, what was that moment like for you and for your family?
It was just really exciting for me and my family. It's something I've been dreaming about for a long time. So once it finally happened, it felt kind of like it paid off, the hard work. So just overall good day.
Marcus Gillard and Daniel Singer are my guests right now. I'm Aaron Cooney. We're live at Molly Brannigan's. It's our final radio show of this season as the Otters, with a game next week on a Wednesday, and every single game here gets even more and more important as we move along. But here to celebrate this final one, we are giving away some prizes. We have a pair of tickets. We got 2 pairs of tickets we'll be giving away, and also an autographed jersey that we will be handing out a little bit later on. The jersey, probably the last thing we give out at the end of the show. So stop up and see us here at the front, I guess we're towards the back of the bar, but come over, stop and see us at the bar. We will be giving away, or you got to sign up and just drop your name right into there, and Daniel and Marcus going to draw a winner a little bit later on. Before we go to commercial break, we got give away a pair of tickets to the folks in attendance here today that have been hanging out, checking out the food, and also the Erie Otters signature sandwich of the month. But guys, we'll keep on moving along here, and you both live together now, both in your first years with the Erie Otters, obviously different circumstances, but how has Erie kind of welcomed you and brought you in? What has the experience been like?
Well, this is the first year, actually for both of us, that we've had billet houses. So, going into my third year in OHL, and this is my first time actually moving away from home. I think our billets made it really easy for both of our transitions into a new home and all that. So that definitely made a huge impact to how good Erie's been so far. So
yeah, definitely. Especially moving in with a guy that kind of I've known already from living around the same area, made it a little easier. Got a lot to talk about and stuff, but especially our billets made it really easy for us. So it was good.
So how's Daniel as a roommate, Marcus? I don't know if you need to be careful of what you got to say.
No,
you don't want to sewer the guy, but what's it like living with Daniel Singer?
Oh, it's good. We're usually downstairs playing a lot of NHL games together and a couple other guys, but usually spend a lot of time together playing video games or watching Netflix, but good.
Is Marcus as a roommate? Do you have to, both your first times away from home, but you got a little more experience, at least in terms of being in the OHL. You've been shown in the ropes a little bit more?
Yeah, I give him in the room if he does something he's not supposed to, I'll give him a quick Gilly. I'll give him the quick look, and he knows right away to maybe not do that or maybe stay away from that. But no, I think he's learning well.
So both learning. Daniel, you guys obviously traveled with the Niagara Ice Dogs. You had a good bit of travel had the Eastern Conference, but nothing like what the Otters do in the being in the Western Conference, but even still so close to St. Catharines. Marcus, for you, first year in the OHL, this question comes in from Sarah because she wants to know, how do you prepare for a road trip? Did you have to learn from Daniel about what you had to bring, or is this a whole new experience, especially when looking at 10-hour bus rides to Sault Ste. Marie and over to Ottawa and everything like that?
Yeah, well, I definitely picked up a couple of things from Daniel, just seeing what to bring and the snacks and stuff, but especially on a long ride like the Sioux, just got to make sure you got enough waters and everything, but just making sure you're prepared to go on those trips and do what you have to do.
Daniel, how do you prepare for a long road trip? If you got the northern swing coming up, you're going Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, North Bay, what are you making sure is on the bus with you to not only kill time, but even if you get a snack or anything like that, because we don't stop?
Any snack. Honestly, in my billet's packed my snacks, so honestly, whatever they give me, I eat. But for sure, a yoga mat, pillow, and blanket.
Let's go too.
For sure, yeah.
Any entertainment? How do you guys kill time on the bus rides?
I mean, we have some guys who bring movies, dedicated to bring movies. Newer ones, older ones, whatever we're in the mood for. So,
do you kind of look out? I know that's a rookie job. That is one of their requirements. Is they got to make sure that bus has good movies on it.
Yeah.
And there's always a critique that comes through when those movies get passed back, and here's what you get to watch. Have you been looking out for Gilly to help him out so if it ends up being his turn, he knows what to bring?
Yeah, I give him some heads up on what the boys like at the back. So,
Gilly, what's that experience like? I know you get the critique from the back. You really can never keep them happy, it seems like, no matter what you're bringing. Even if you're stopping at a Red Box and bringing something new, it seems like there's always there's always comments from the peanut gallery.
It's always tough to make them happy, but we just try our best and look for the new releases mostly because that's what they want to see. They don't want to watch something they've already seen 1,000 times. So you just try and go for the new movies, and hopefully it'll make them happy.
I'm sure you're aware right off the bat that Taken has been banned from the bus. No more Taken. That has run its course, I think, on every bus. Anybody that plays a sport and has to ride on a bus, Taken has been seen a million times. But other than that, I know you mentioned you guys watch a lot of Netflix together, play a lot of NHL. What's been good on Netflix recently for you?
We actually started watching this show called Snipes World, and it's more of a kind of a. Yeah, Snipes even said he watches it. It's more of like a vintage 80s, 90s clothes thing. The guy owns a store and kind of just sells a lot of vintage clothes from the 80s and 90s. A lot of more high-end clothes.
Yeah,
somewhat. So
definitely.
We enjoy that.
Yeah.
What's it called? I've never heard of this.
Snipes World.
Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, never mind. I thought you said Stavi's World, and I was like, wait, I've never heard that one. Sloppy's World. Okay, I will have to look into that. What about music for you guys? Anything? You do Spotify? Do you listen to anything on the bus?
I know
we got
Apple Music. I just usually go alternative rock or country, kind of whatever's. I just browse through there, listen to new stuff on the bus, just trying to not listen to the same music all the time. So
yeah, always try to keep updating your music.
Cole Ceci is he said he's a huge podcast fan, and I talked to him about podcasts last show for a good 15 minutes or so. Do you guys into podcasts? You doing that? I know Spittin' Chicklets is one that he was into.
I actually do.
I don't know if you
watch
listen to
some podcasts, but I actually haven't really watched any of the Spittin' Chicklets or anything like that. There's a podcast I watch that does a lot of fashion people or up and coming artists and stuff like that. But other than that, that's it really.
You big into fashion?
I
stand up on clothes?
I
enjoy
it.
So have you looked around the room and have critiqued guys a bit? This has been the question that comes up just about every show.
I know Snipes is huge with that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, no, I kind of just do me. And anyone says anything, I kind of, whatever.
Brush it off.
Yeah.
You need to have your confidence with it if you're going to step out and try something new, too. Yeah. That's how these guys, in the fashion world, it works. Is there somebody in the room that has good fashion? Or has bad fashion? Do you have a best-dressed and worst-dressed Erie Otter?
Do coaches include in this, or?
Do you plan on playing? I'm not sure where were you going to go?
I was gonna say Snipes, not because he's right here or anything, but no, Snipes comes to the rink all the time. I'm always amazed of what he's wearing. Not bad, just.
Those power play minutes are going up. Like we're going to be first and second power play. Daniel Singer, you see him out there for the full 2 minutes. Guys, I know. Thanks for coming on the show. Marcus Gillard and Daniel Singer joining us here for the first half hour before we move over to Wes Wolf and Alex Gritz. But before you guys go, I do have to draw winners for this first pair of tickets. So I got a pair of vouchers that are going to go to. You guys can choose who's going to draw, but we got all the who's been here so far, who are the been into the show that have been watching and taking it in, having dinner here. But let's find out who's going with a couple of tickets to the Otters game. Cheryl Oleski is going home with a pair of vouchers to whichever game they want to go to. They're good for Saturday night, Wednesday, Saturday the 16th. But Cheryl is our winner for the first batch. But we have another pair of tickets coming up, and then later on at closer to 7 o'clock, we'll have Alex Gritz and Wes Wolf pick our winner for the autographed jersey here for Molly Brannigan's. But, guys, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Sounds good.
This is Otters Hour. I'm Aaron Cooney. Lots more coming up on the other side of this break. Alex Gritz and Wes Wolf will join me here next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Whether you're a newborn or a new retiree, life can be unpredictable. That's why when it comes to protecting your health, you want a sure thing you can count on. And that's Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. For your everyday needs in those unexpected moments. For support in a crisis and motivation when you're running low. And to be there when you need us most. Whoever you are and wherever you're headed, count on Blue. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
When you have a great name you can trust, you know where you can get a great used car with guaranteed credit approval. Erie Auto Credit, the home of guaranteed credit approval 100% of the time. Stop in today or go to erieautocredit.com.
Northern Pennsylvania Regional College. Where are we? The answer is right here, in your hometown, in your neighborhood, in your community. We are here offering 2-year degrees in workforce development where it's needed the most. With evening classes, our students can balance life and work without having to leave their community. Visit regionalcollegepa.org for our degree options and application process. Northern Pennsylvania Regional College. This could change everything.
Love where you live? Find yourself here with NPRC and enroll for spring 2019. The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or the brand-new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up for the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You ought to be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott. At ServPro of West Erie County, no job is too big and no question is too small. So when fire or water damage strikes your home or business, call on ServPro of West Erie County at 814-806-1987. That's where you'll find a team of specialists that's faster to any size disaster. So when the things that matter most are on the line, call ServPro of West Erie County, 814-806-1987 to help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
When you need a loan and you don't know where to get it, you gotta call Erie Auto Credit, Erie Auto Credit, and ErieAutoCredit.com.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
for fast fire perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Peachtree Square in Erie.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday.
Yeah. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, double ball Thursday.
Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, sparkles next Sunday.
All that the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day.
Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday.
Whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Mondays to the sweet Sunday.
Eat well and move a lot.
Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. A message from USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Did you know that 1 in 4 families is affected by addiction? It's a serious disease, and it deserves more attention. Erie County, and our country as a whole, is in the worst opioid epidemic in history, and this widespread plague needs more awareness. Gaudentia Erie is the largest nonprofit provider of drug and alcohol treatment services in Pennsylvania. At Gaudentia Erie, our mission is to help individuals and families affected by drug and alcohol dependency, mental illness, and related conditions achieve a better quality of life and become productive members of society, regardless of their ability to pay. Through a continuum of care, Gaudentia Erie helps our clients with their recovery, guided by a philosophy of mutual concern, personal responsibility, and community awareness. Together, please help us smash the stigma of addiction. There's no shame in reaching out for help, and we're in this fight together. For more information on Gaudentia Erie's programs and services, please call 814-459-4775 or visit our Crossroads facility, which is located at 414 West 5th Street.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back here to Otters Hour. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney, as we're finishing a line change. As joining me now, as thanks to Daniel Singer and Marcus Gillard for joining us. We're going to keep the at least the Niagara train stopping in, and then also stop from Pittsburgh as well, because we have Alex Gritz joining us now for the second time on the show, and Wes Wolf will join us, Erie Otters assistant coach. Guys, thanks again for stopping by, for doing this. Appreciate having the guests as the
happy to be here.
Show continues along. I just got to adjust my level. So I go from Marcus Gillard, where I had to really turn it up, and now I got to adjust a little bit more for you guys. But we're giving away, as this is our last show of the season. I'm going to close this out. Last show of the season, as next week Erie will be on home ice, taking on the Kitchener Rangers, with Erie rounding out 7 games in 10 days to finish up the OHL season. Still pushing to get into the postseason. 2 points out and 2 points behind the Windsor Spitfires for that final playoff spot with 2 games in hand. So Erie kind of controls their own destiny here for the postseason moving forward. But with this being our last show, I got another pair of tickets. We're going to give it away in about 10 minutes or so. And at the same time, later on, right before we farewell for the season of the Otters Hour show, we got an autographed team jersey we'll be giving away. So if you're in attendance, if you're just stopping in, I know trivia night here at Molly Brannigan's kicks off at 7 o'clock, but I got a jersey here and some tickets. If you want to win, just come up and see us here. Sign up, put your name into the raffle, and we'll pull some winners a little bit later on. But I want to continue on with the show. Big week for you guys over the past week. Gritzy, I don't like seeing you, banged up like this, but there is, I guess, there is a bright spot that hopefully this team gets into the postseason and we can see you back out there. How do you feel, and how do you move forward here, battling kind of this injury? It's kind of nagged you a bit at the beginning of the season that kept you out of the lineup a little bit, but how do you move forward as a player?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's part of the game. It happens to a lot of guys, and I actually just had a conversation with Snipes the other day kind of about it, and, it's about how you carry yourself around the team. I want to be there for those guys. I want to help them. They're, we have 7 more games left this season, and, I want to be there to support them and help them, and because I want this team to be in the playoff spot.
And that's one thing. You mentioned that conversation with Wes, because Wes is probably one of the most positive people in positive energy people that you could meet and into the locker room. Wes, I want to ask you about that, as to how do you keep that together, especially around these guys? They're young. It's an impressionable group, even the entire league. And I'm sure that energy can kind of stem off of you and branch off to other guys. It's kind of contagious.
Yeah, without a doubt. Your emotions are contagious. You have to act like your emotions are contagious because they are. And one of the things that I want to make sure that these guys understand is there are only so many things in your life that you have within your control. And one of them is your effort, how hard you work, and, your daily actions. And the other one is your attitude. And, there are circumstances that can, define you. I choose to have them refine you. They make you get better, and you choose how to react to it. And I think if it's in your control, you can be positive and you can find a way to get better out of whatever the circumstances are. And so I guess to relate it back to Gritzy here, he can't control the fact that he got injured. It was unfortunate, but at the end of the day, he can't control that. And all he can do is use this time to get better, heal himself, and like he mentioned, be a good teammate and be positive for everybody else, because the guys are going to need it down the stretch.
And with that being in the locker room, how does it apply to your coaching over the last couple of seasons? You've had some pretty good mentors, starting with Chris Knobloch and the experience that first year in the Ontario Hockey League, winning a championship. Things kind of change a bit with the turnover, obviously. Have you seen yourself change as well as a coach, growing for the better, and even with this positivity, it seems it's come along with your time in the OHL?
Yeah, I think you try and evolve every single year, and you learn more things about yourself, you learn more things about others. And so from a coaching standpoint, I'm constantly trying to evolve and make sure that I'm taking little bits from every coach that I've worked with and every player that I've worked with. And the circumstances for the team itself have been drastically different. Year one, the expectation was to be a championship team, and that was our goal. And then in the second year I was here, the expectations were much different. The focus was on player development. We kind of were restarting back from the beginning, ground up. And the one thing that hasn't really changed is, like I said, being able to control the things that are in your control. I look back to that magical 2016-17 season. We faced our own share of adversity, whether it was Game 7 going down 3-1 in the first period against London, finding a way to get back into it, going into overtime. That game in and of itself is a really good example of where you have to be able to control your emotions and remain positive in the face of whatever adversity you face or whatever your circumstances are. And so, while things have changed, there are a lot of things that stay the same. For us, we're starting ground up the next year, new team, but doesn't mean that your attitude should change.
Gritzy, you're another guy that's pretty positive as well when I see you around the locker room. It's every time I see you, it's, hey, Cooney, how you doing? Whether it may be even with the injury, it stinks to see you in the sling and everything, but even going through your rituals before pregame and stuff like that, there's always a positivity of looking to get that next one and get that win for the team. How has that become part of your personality and even part of your game to think like that? And here you are again. You want to be around this group and want to make sure that this team's winning and getting in the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going back to what Wes said about positivity and attitude being contagious, I think that is something that I've really tried to learn and pick up from. And I see there's a lot of guys in our team that are positive and carry themselves really well. And the mood has to be good. We don't want guys being upset or mad before they're going to go play a game. We want the mood and the positivity to be good, and because we want to be successful. So I've tried to just learn from guys like Wes and other guys in the team, and do all I can to help them succeed.
So 7 games left in the regular season. We have 3 games on home ice, and I'm giving away a pair of tickets that I have. We'll have one of you guys draw from the box here with the fans in attendance. We'll do that in just a little bit. But to get back to kind of origin stories, we talked a little bit with Marcus Gillard and Daniel Singer about their kind of getting in the OHL, their draft story. Grits, we talked to you about that on this show before, but Wes, you come from a stats background. Wasn't coaching right away, then you end up with the St. Catharines Falcons and here with the Erie Otters. How did you get into coaching? Obviously playing, and it leads to one thing to another, but the experience there. But to now find yourself as an assistant coach in the OHL.
Yeah, it's, I guess what you would call humble beginnings. I was, played hockey growing up, AAA system in Niagara Falls, and I got a younger brother who played house league hockey. I was about 16, went out to go help out at practices, and that's kind of when I got the coaching bug. And from that point, I kind of climbed up the coaching ranks myself, whether it was single A up to AAA. I coached, minor atom, major atom, minor midget, major midget, and then into junior B right after that. And so the same way that you'd see a player progress through the system, I guess that's kind of how my coaching progression worked. My last stop before coming here was with the St. Catharines Falcons in the GOJHL. And at the same time, I was also working with an analytics firm called Stathletes that was started by John Chaika, the GM of the Arizona Coyotes. And I think, combining that background of coaching with the analytics, the timing just seemed to be right. And there was an opening with the Otters. I had an interview with Chris Knobloch at Starbucks in St. Catharines for what was supposed to be an hour. I think we ended up being there for 2 or 3. Then with Dave Brown a couple days later, and before you knew it, I was joining the staff. So it all happened, I guess, in a long time, in a short time. I guess that's the best way to put it.
And growing with the team, when you first step in, you find yourself in some roles you didn't expect. Planning travel, planning meals, and then by the end it seemed like you were really embracing that and part of it. But now coaching at power play in your 3rd year, what's it mean to you? Growing that way, and to what's going to help you in the next step, as everybody's looking to move on and move up, and at some point a head coaching position you would imagine is on the horizon.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's very, very grateful for the opportunity to get to coach this team every single day. It's an amazing opportunity, and talking about roles, I think you heard from the guys before Alex came on with Daniel and Marcus, and now with Alex. Everyone's got a role to play, and I think one thing that I take very seriously is my role for the team, whatever that is. If it's going to help the team get better, then I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do what's asked of me, and I'm going to bring positive energy to it and do the best I can. So when it was planning travel and booking the meals, I wanted to make sure I could be the best at that to give the team the best chance. And now this year, for Hartsey to have the trust in me to be able to run the power play and make sure that we're executing, I want to do the best job of that I can for the team too, and help us win. And of course, that's going to help in the future for whatever it may hold. But right now is what I'm focused on, the now and how we can help the team.
Wes Wolf, Erie Otters assistant coach Alex Gritz, here with us. Erie Otters 2nd year forward, 3rd year here in the league. I'm Aaron Cooney. It's Otters Hour. We're live till 7 o'clock. We can get one last break in. Before we go, I'm going to have Alex reach in and pull a winner here, because I got a pair of tickets that are going to whoever's you got to be in attendance to pick this up.
Pick a good one.
So what do we got here? And we'll announce this winner and get them in.
Tom Paskovich.
So Tom Paskovich is picking up a pair of tickets. I know he's just head over there to the side there, but Tom made it in. He's won a pair of tickets. We'll make sure he gets those. And then a little bit later on, we got the jersey. We're going to be giving away an autographed Erie Otters jersey. So if you're just stepping in, getting set for trivia at 7 o'clock, you can sign up here at the bar. Come see us for the radio show. This is Otters Hour. And we're on till 7 o'clock, and we'll be giving away this Erie Otters autographed jersey in just a few minutes. But let's get our last break in. Right after this, we got more with Wes and Alex. I'm Aaron Cooney. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
What sedan lets you hit the road and not the gas station? With an average of 37 miles per gallon highway, it's a 2018 Nissan Sentra. This compact sedan has a sporty profile thanks to its sleek aerodynamic design. It also has other great standard features like Bluetooth and remote keyless entry. The 2018 Nissan Sentra. 0 down for only $199 a month. Sign and drive. What's the best-selling SUV in America? It's the Nissan Rogue. 0 down for only $279 a month for 36 months. sign and drive. The Rogue has standard features such as zero-gravity seats, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and rear cross-traffic alert. Zero down for only $279 a month for 36 months. Sign and drive. Stop in and meet the Rogue family at Interstate Nissan, 1.5 miles south of I-90 on Peach Street.
18 Nissan Sentra, selling price $19,247, VIN JY320068. 18 Nissan Rogue, selling price $26,100, VIN JP503998. Both leases 12,000 miles per year for 36 with Tier 1 credit approval through NMAC. Lease payment is plus tax, title, license, stock fee, and $595 acquisition fee.
Whether you're an empty nester or a new retiree, when it comes to protecting your health, you want a sure thing you can count on. And that's Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Nationally recognized by J.D. Power for outstanding member satisfaction with Medicare Advantage plans. When you need great customer service, count on Blue. Whoever you are and wherever you're headed, when you need us most, count on Blue. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. This award is neither endorsed nor given by Medicare. For award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
With the new Express Sports football and car racing from the Pennsylvania Lottery, you can play your favorite sports at participating retailers, bars, and restaurants. Make your picks on your play slip, like touchdown pass on the third play, or the first 3 cars to cross the finish line, and watch the fast-paced lifelike action on the big screen. With drawings for cash prizes every 5 minutes, there's never a dull moment. Come on, come on, yes!
Express Sports from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Compete from your seat. Players must be 18 or older. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Every time you enter the doors at New Motors, you're guaranteed to find the most experienced team in town. They understand the value of teamwork, provide great customer service, fight to get you the best price, and at the end of the day,
outstanding customer service is our goal.
Only at New Motors.
When you visit, remember, tell them Larry sent you.
Every child deserves a permanent home and a loving family. There are hundreds of children in Erie County who dream of finding their forever family. Consider opening your heart and home to a child. Consider adoption through Family Services of NWPA. Learn more at adoptnwpakids.org. Family Services of NWPA is a proud sponsor of the Erie Otters.
If you're a young person and you're scared that you just can't keep dealing with the drama and the judgment and the chaos at home or at school, if you're concerned about the choices that you're making, if you're worrying about the relationships in your life, maybe you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, and you're feeling all alone, we want you to know that there's someone out there. There's free help for you that's confidential. You can call 456-SAFE anytime, day or night, and there's someone on the other end of the phone that will talk you through that. We can help you figure out what your options are. We can help you feel better, and most importantly, you won't be alone. If you're listening to this and you're concerned about a young person in your life, give us a call. Call us at 456-SAFE so that we can talk to you about your concerns about the young person in your life and make sure that you can get them the help that they need so that they can get back to the things that are important, doing well in school, being with their family, and looking forward to a better tomorrow. There's free help for you that's confidential. This is Dr. Mandy Fauble with Safe Harbor Behavioral Health of UPMC Hammett.
Did you know that 1 in 4 families is affected by addiction? It's a serious disease, and it deserves more attention. Erie County and our country as a whole is in the worst opioid epidemic in history, and this widespread plague needs more awareness. Gaudentia Erie is the largest nonprofit provider of drug and alcohol treatment services in Pennsylvania. At Gaudentia Erie, our mission is to help individuals and families affected by drug and alcohol dependency, mental illness, and related conditions achieve a better quality of life and become productive members of society, regardless of their ability to pay. Through a continuum of care, Gaudentia Erie helps our clients with their recovery, guided by a philosophy of mutual concern, personal responsibility, and community awareness. Together, please help us smash the stigma of addiction. There's no shame in reaching out for help, and we're in this fight together. For more information on Gaudentia Erie's programs and services, please call 814-459-4775 or visit our Crossroads facility, which is located at 414 West 5th Street.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
And welcome back here to Otters Hour. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney, wrapping up the final segment of Otters Hour for the 2018-2019 season. I want to thank everybody for joining us here with me on the show. here for the Otters, representing, well, we had Marcus Gillard and Daniel Singer a little bit early on. With me now, Alex Gritz, who just picked our winner of another pair of tickets, and assistant coach Wes Wolf on the program. And, well, before I get into anything else, earlier today, we had our final Erie Otters signature sandwich creation this morning, and Alex Gritz was a part of that. So this has been the every month we come down to Molly Brannigan's. The Otters head into the kitchen, test out their culinary skills, and have created a couple good Otters sandwiches that you can only get here at Molly Brannigan's. It's perfect pairing whether you're coming in to watch the game. They have the games, all away games, live on TV here at Molly Brannigan's, or fuel up before you head to the game, just a couple blocks away to the Erie Insurance Arena, with the last 3 games coming up for the Erie Otters on home ice this Saturday, the 9th, which is team poster giveaway night, next Wednesday, the 13th, and then the following Saturday, March 16th, the last 3 home games against the Erie Otters. We're looking for more as Erie's trying to get in the postseason. But back to today. Alex Gritz was in the kitchen here at Molly Brannigan's. What goes into the gritty, that the Alex Gritz creation that we had, the gritty burger?
Yeah, well, it's there's a lot going on, but
it's a monster of a sandwich.
It's a big
looks
sandwich.
Great.
It's good stuff though. So it consists of. Well, I don't know if I should give it away, because I want people to come and try it.
You gotta hype it up.
You gotta make it sound. I need descriptors. I need adjectives to drive the people in.
Even a jingle.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that creative, but it's a double patty. So you gotta have a pretty big appetite to get the whole thing down. But you got 2 different kind of cheeses. You got American and provolone, and you got your standard lettuce, tomato, pickles. But then on top of that, you have an over medium egg with bacon. So you're kind of combining that breakfast and then that lunch/dinner combination, and it really complements each other really well. It's good stuff, I'm telling you. And I got the idea from a restaurant down where I live in Cranberry.
Hit me. What is it?
It's called BRGR.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a burger place. It's pretty popular.
I'm a BRGR fan.
Clever name.
Are you? Yeah.
I'm more of a Burgatory guy.
Yeah,
I think Burgatory's better.
See, I have to disagree there.
Actually, Winghearts would probably be the place to go for a burger in Pittsburgh.
Yeah?
In my opinion. Wingheart, and it's a whiskey bar.
I've never been there.
But their burgers are lights out.
Yeah? I know. I can say BRGR. They have some
inspiration,
good burgers.
And it comes to Alex Gritz in form of the gritty burger.
The gritty burger. Here
at Molly Brannigan's. It's the only place you can get it, and it's on the menu now if you do want to try it. So, where's it rank? You can be a little biased if you want, but where's it rank? We've had Kyle Maximov make a burger, Hayden Fowler, Luke Beamish, Chad Yetman.
I've had
the Murph burger.
The Murph tender sandwich let us off. That's great.
The Murph burger was brutal.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Murph, but that was bad. I even told him that.
It's bad.
But, no, I like the Maxian cheeseburger. That one was good. And Yeti sandwich, I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I didn't try that one.
There was a guy over there. He was eating the Yeti sandwich, but I don't know. I think this is going to be right up there with the best of them. Yeah, I think it's got some creativity to it and a lot of grit. So
that's what we like to hear. Love it.
That's the gritty.
Wes, you've really picked up the culinary artistry from watching your Instagram account, and you had sushi night the other day. It looked like. If you were the one going to the kitchen and it was going to be a Wes Wolf creation for the Otters signature sandwich, what would you go with? We've had a lot of burgers, and I feel like you would do something a little different that we haven't seen.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, I don't know if I like the limitation of having to be a sandwich guy per se. I really like to mix things up. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking I'd really like to do something with seared tuna. Probably some type of poke bowl, maybe, or even a salad would be nice. I mean, there are lots of Otters fans out there who are probably more health conscious that don't necessarily need the bread. And if I had to absolutely make a sandwich, then I might just go keto style and make the sandwich bread 2 pieces of meat, get the bread out completely. So I don't know. I mean, I'd need some time to prep, but off the dome, I'm thinking something with a little bit of seared tuna.
It's one of my favorites.
Good.
The whitefin tuna, or is that or yellowfin. I'm a fan of that. That works for me. So I would certainly go with that, or even the poke bowl.
Yeah.
But become a big fan of those, too.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
I
delicious
think maybe to
combination.
tie it in hockey style, maybe call it the poke check.
Poke check.
That's perfect.
Good thing.
There it is.
Yeah.
This is our final Otters Hour program for the season. We've been live at Molly Brannigan's, and I've been hyping it up all show long because we've had two pairs of tickets that we've given away already, and finally we're here with the final prize and an autographed team jersey, one of the white style jerseys. This is a priceless item. You can't even put a retail price on it with all the autographs on there. But I need a winner out of this box, guys, for everyone that's signed up. So if you can give me a winner, Alex, and then we will be signing off for the day. What do we got?
Teddy Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Might be Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Teddy Buchanan is going away.
I can't pronounce names.
With the autographed jersey. So congrats to Teddy. Congrats to Tom and Cheryl as well. We won some tickets, but Teddy Buchanan picked up an autographed team jersey here tonight for coming here to take in Otters Hour. We're closing in on time here, guys. I got to make sure I get out, but I want to thank you two, Wes and Alex. I want to thank the rest of the Erie Otters for joining us. I want to thank Molly Brannigan's for hosting us all season long. Well, I got to say good night. For Anna Ashcraft back in studio, I'm Aaron Cooney. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
You've been listening to Erie Otters Hockey on WRIE Erie. Follow all the action throughout the season on the new home of the Erie Otters, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Titans are believed to be the teams most heavily in talks to acquire the disgruntled wide receiver. The Browns have released linebacker Jamie Collins, and Red Sox pitcher Stephen Wright suspended 80 games by Major League Baseball for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. The Celtics were described as toxic, among other things, that coming from Jaylen Brown just a couple of days ago. But tonight they continue their road trip in Sacramento after opening with a convincing win over the Warriors. Head coach Brad Stevens said it was a breath of fresh air.
I just thought we played with purpose all the way through. We were very businesslike the whole night, even at halftime, just now after the game. We know that we haven't played like that enough, but it's encouraging as a reminder that we can.
The Kings are coming off a win over the Knicks and are 3 games out of the 8th spot in the West. As for the Warriors, they have re-signed Andrew Bogut, member of their 2015 title team who had been playing in his native Australia this year. The Lakers, 5.5 out of a playoff berth, will host the Nuggets, who are riding a 3-game slide for the first time this year and a game and a half behind the Warriors in the Western Conference. Getting underway, the Pistons tied for the 8th spot in the East with the Nets hosting the Timberwolves. Or I should say the 6th spot. Nets will take on the Cavaliers at the bottom of the hour. Heat and Hornets tied for the 8th spot. They are getting underway in Charlotte. I'm Rich Ackerman.
Jim Rome here. Coming up in the jungle, Lakers on life support against the Nuggets and a must-lose Knicks-Suns game in the desert. Lock it in tomorrow at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific.
Erie's home for sports. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
He's Bill Ryder, and he's righter than you.
The program writer than you. Sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, made careers, who believe they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
We're nice here, I promise.
He's humble.
I think I'm usually pretty good here on the show about admitting when I got it wrong.
Here's Bill Ryder.
What is going on? Bill Ryder with you here on the show. Thank you for hanging out. Connor Green filling in on the board today. Connor_Green. And the number 51 on Twitter. Stuart Kovacs is always the executive producer. Stuart Kovacs, CBS. I'm on Twitter as well, Sports. And my last name, Ryder, Sports, R-E-I-T-E-R. And we are coming to you live from the Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loan Studio. Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. So, if we're just hitting the airwaves where you are, if you're just tuning in, thanks for being here, talking about the report that caused all the faux controversy that Kyler Murray bombed some or several of his interviews at the Combine. And that report, brought to you by Charlie Casserly, former GM, longtime executive, 30 years in the NFL. Few thoughts before we get back to our phone calls at 855-212-4CBS on this. One, if you ask me to believe a longtime connected NFL scout with a great reputation who I've interviewed and I find to be honorable about what's true in terms of negative realities about Kyler Murray's interviewing skills versus his agent or his head coach, I'm going to tell you, you know what? I'll believe the reporter. In this case, former GM. If you push back like some people have, Mike Florio or others, saying, I don't know, I'll point you to the Dan Patrick interview where Kyler Murray looked like a hostage and was literally, it's worth watching, unable to answer questions to the point where that particular radio host and television host lost his temper and said, hey, your microphone's on, you can talk here. It was awkward. It was hard to watch. It was brutal. And I'll say this too. I don't think it matters. The report is true, and I don't think it's that significant. Other than the faux outrage. If you're a Kyler Murray supporter, too many of the responses have been, this is a lie. And if you're a Kyler Murray detractor, too many of the responses have been, aha, I knew it. Maybe it's insignificant. Some people don't interview well. Some 21-year-olds interview really poorly at 21 and really well at 30. Some people, and I can speak from experience on this, having hired people before, interview remarkably well and don't do the job very well. And the difference between most of the jobs that we seek when we're young and the job Kyler Murray is seeking, there's actual tape. Can you imagine a lot of us when we were 21 if they had tape on if they had tape on me conducting my newspaper interviews, I would not be doing what I'm doing now. Got started in newspapers. I don't think it's significant, and I do think it's true. I think people are overreacting. Yes, there are charming, charismatic, funny leaders, winners, CEOs, quarterbacks, success stories, 100%. There's also people who are kind of introverted and kind of awkward and kind of weird. I know it's not a perfect comparison because quarterback comes with this notion of you've got to be the face of a franchise. Yeah, you do. By not getting in trouble, being respectful in the interviews that you have, but mostly winning football games. Manny Ramirez is one of the most awkward human beings I've ever interviewed. And Dan Shaughnessy, who's a friend of the show, I was a young reporter in Kansas City when the Red Sox came to town. And I remember saying, I'm going to go ask Manny some questions. And Shaughnessy, knowing that was going to go badly, goes, do you mind if I come over and watch? Should have been a huge warning, by the way. Sure, you can watch. It'll be swell. I'm Bill Ryder, and I'm a reporter. That was a bad moment in my career. That was one of the most awkward moments I've ever experienced as Shaughnessy sat there and laughed. Was Manny a good interview? No. Did he stare at me and not answer my questions? Yes. Did he give monosyllabic answers that I kept trying to pry through? Because I'm going to show that I can connect. Yes, he did. Did he go out that day and go, I think, like 2 for 5 and drive in 5? I think that's the way that it went. It doesn't always translate. It doesn't always matter. Come on, this faux outrage about Charlie Castro. In fact, let's just hear from, this is the supposedly controversial, horrifying reality that a well-known, well-respected, longtime NFL insider put forth on NFL Network.
This was the worst comments I ever got on a high-rated quarterback.
Really?
And I've been doing this a long time. Leadership, not good. Okay, study habits, not good. The board work, below not good. Not good at all in any of those areas, see? And raising major concerns about what this guy's going to do. This guy's not outstanding in those areas. It showed up in the interview.
Okay, so there you go. And you know what he's really good at? Playing football. Go to the tape. And I'm a disciple of the tape. And I think we've seen that over the last few years. That is what tells the tale. It doesn't mean you can put the tape on and be like, oh, that's the guy. Because a lot of people missed Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people didn't see what they should have seen on tape. Chiefs did. Andy Reid did. Is it a red flag? It can be for you. But I also think you can have a terrible interview and come across awkwardly and not put in the time because you're trying to figure out if you're playing baseball or not. And I've said this on the air a lot before he made his decision. He has all the leverage. Every ounce of it. Every ounce of it. He doesn't have to decide just yet. Draft me, don't draft me, I'll figure it out. Now, he said he's committed to football. For me, I think he's worth whatever risk you see. And whatever risk there is was in his height, and he hit 5'10". His measurements and the hand size is the most significant. 9 inches, actually a little bit bigger. And whether or not you believe he's a winner. And in a time in which Russell Wilson has proved the rule, it's not like Drew Brees is Paul Bunyan Part 2. there are some short quarterbacks, and Russell's the better comparison, who tell us that you don't discount the possibility that even quarterbacks, successful ones, come in different shapes and sizes. We have full lines. We'll get back to the calls right now, 855-212-4CBS. Craig in Anchorage, thanks for your patience, brother. Sorry to make you wait, man. You're on CBS Sports Radio.
That's okay. Listen, I'll say like this. First of all, it's information warfare. You don't know who's giving Casterly information and what their intent is. They can plant a bug out there very easily because they know he'll be the source to spread it. But I would say that we have a young man that we expect to be a finished product. He is still young. He's still learning. I've coached kids his age. You are not who you're going to be. It's about football. The other thing I'll say, you remember how Terry Bradshaw was perceived back in his Pittsburgh Steelers days? He can't read this, missing tooth, a hit from Louisiana. And he parlayed that into a successful media career. He had a talk show. He still hosts a Sunday talk show, one of the most revered opinionists in the game, Hall of Famer. So I don't get, all of the negativity surrounding this kid. I think that, far too often the NFL interviewers get too much credit. What kind of questions are they asking? What is the rapport like? There is so much that goes into that. You get one side of it. If the kid is not defending himself, we get a chance to fill in the blanks. That's all I got. I'll hang up and listen.
Craig, hell of a call, man. Appreciate you. Great phone call from Anchorage at 855-212-4CBS. I love the call. I'm going to quibble with one thing, or not quibble. I'm just going to respectfully offer a different perspective on one of Craig's points. Yes, you can get manipulated, absolutely, when you're trying to report news. And I said this an hour ago. It's happened to me. I got once, badly, in an NBA story. I was standing in the parking lot of the Ralphs in Manhattan Beach, California, and my wife and kids were going in to get groceries, and Lori had gone in, so I had the kids in my arms and had to sort of do this while I was on the phone. Perfect image. And I got lied to by a source that told me the truth 25 times in a row. Here's, I think, the difference. Here's the mistake I made in that story. I went with and I said, a source. That's why you should have multiple sources. That's why you should ferret it out. That's why you probably shouldn't tweet news with your 1-year-old in your arms, right? My bad. I made that mistake, and I take mistakes really seriously. Casterly says comments plural. Plural. And he's been around the block. I believe him. Do people lie? 100%. Is there misinformation? Yes. But the more that you do this, and you heard him say, I've been in this game, this business a long time, the more you figure out when you're being used. By the way, you're always being used when you're in information gathering. That's not the question. It's not, does this guy have an angle? It's how does his angle impact whether or not it's true or not. And I trust Casterly to get to the truth. I do. 855-212-4CBS. Dominic in Florida, what's up, buddy? You're on CBS Sports Radio.
I have a little doubt with Murray is he said he's committed to football. But if you're playing quarterback, you're all in mentally and physically and the leader of the team. That 5% that is still in the back of my mind saying if I don't make it in football, I could go play baseball. The chalkboard thing, the whiteboard, bothers me more than him communicating with somebody who's given an interview. Because to me, playing quarterback is above the shoulders. You got a pre-snap, and the 2 seconds you have to decide where to throw the ball trumps everything else, whether you can run the ball, a 4.40, or like Tom Brady, who can't run at all. It's all pre-snap, and it's all the 2 seconds after the snap to play quarterback in the NFL. I'll take your response. I like your show. I'll take your response off the air, man.
Hey, Dominic, appreciate you, brother. No, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. That's cool of you to say. Yeah, I'm not. The baseball thing's interesting. You're not necessarily wrong. And I don't want to get too carried away here and say it doesn't matter. But my honest answer is that I like having the leverage and the power reversed. I like that. It doesn't happen very often. We have a player who has all the leverage. All of it. Because let's say, I know this wasn't the case, but let's say Baker Mayfield just didn't want to be a Brown. He didn't have the option to go play baseball. I think Kyler Murray's leverage is a danger for both, obviously, the A's and certainly whatever team drafts him in the NFL, but I don't think it's a danger to how great he can be. He's going to choose a sport or both, and I think he's going to be really successful. I don't think the issue is that his baseball signifies he could be bad at football if he commits to it. I think the danger could be you have just drafted a 21-year-old who has all the leverage in the world, and they're not supposed to get that until they're 28 or 29 or 30 and put up 8 or 9 years of successful football. But it's bearing on whether or not he can be a great football player. I'd argue the opposite. If you're so talented athletically that a Major League Baseball franchise and an NFL franchise want to invest aggressively in you despite your flirtations with the other, that's about unique and remarkable physical gifts, even by the standards of professional athletes. And that, it's America, baby. And not always, but often in a meritocracy, you are what the market will pay for you. And Kyler Murray is a rare gem indeed because people want him to play at the highest level of professional sports in not just football, but baseball too. And to me, that is an encouragement of what he can be. You're right, if he chooses to play football. I don't buy this whole distracted narrative. I think the NFL's narrative, because like some of the interviews, some of the questions in these interviews at the Combine, and 855-212-4CBS, if you want to take the final spot on the phone lines, one of these narratives that I can't stand, this idea of why do you read books? Why do you have hobbies? Remember Von Miller? Why do you like chicken farming? Why are you obsessed with football all the time? Well, a study just came out the other day, like a month ago, that suggests that being bored is actually the most important process for creativity and intellectualism and thinking through whatever problems, whatever endeavor you have. And it's why people have breakthroughs in the shower. And it's why people have breakthroughs when they're on a plane. And it made the argument that screen time and phones and TV and the constant inundation of never being bored is actually is actually a problem for our ability to solve problems. And my point is, for Kyler Murray, the notion that he doesn't need either, and all the thinking he's going to get to do about what he wants from his life, I think it could actually serve him really, really well. This isn't a kid who's sitting around deciding he wants to watch movies all the time. He's trying to pick which professional sport. And the NFL's idea that you shouldn't have other interests is stupid. Because when Von Miller's walking around his chicken farm trying to figure out how to breed the perfect chicken, I'm not making that one up. That's a real thing. The research will tell you somewhere in his subconscious, he's able to think about football in a much more important way, or equally important way, when he's watching film. The NFL has this arrogance that if you do care about anything other than football, you're not going to be as good at football. And the research says the opposite. Your mind wandering to other things actually makes you good at the things you're not thinking about. That's what the science says. So that's an NFL problem to me. Why do you care about baseball? You're not committed. Because I'm that talented and I'm that good. And if you don't like it, pass on me. That's what Kyler Murray is saying, and I love that confidence. And that swagger I want on my football team and my baseball team. And as a fan, I want him to do both. All right, 855-212-4CBS. We're going to get to Stephen in California, Conrad in Milwaukee, Bryce in Cali, Ed in Florida, Bobby in South Carolina, and whoever joins the list at 855-212-4CBS as we talk Murray, where he should go on the draft, and how we should and should not evaluate future quarterback success stories and busts when we come back to Ryder Than You with me, Bill Ryder, here on CBS Sports Radio.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
As a real-life caterer, my recipe for success is a heaping helping of commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive. They helped whip up a customized insurance solution that keeps my business cooking.
That barrage of bad wordplay was most unpleasant. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Its affiliated and third-party insurers.
We alarm our houses. And we alarm our cars. But when it comes to your personal information, it can be tough to know when something isn't right. That's where Discover Card can help. Now, we'll send you an alert if we find your social security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. And this service is free for card members. Just sign up online. It's our way of looking out for you, not just your account. Learn more at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply.
Do you have frequent heartburn, like the kind of heartburn where you stash antacids everywhere? You feel like you gotta have those chalky tablets just in case heartburn strikes. If that's you, you do know that there's an easier way to deal with heartburn, right? Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day will last a full 24 hours with zero heartburn. With Prilosec OTC, you can actually simply not get heartburn in the first place. No more stashing antacids. Try Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. 30% of Americans who are planning home improvements of $5,000 or more will pay for those renovations with a high-interest credit card. That may not be a great idea. A better idea may be to take cash out of your home with a Quicken Loans 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.5%, APR 4.78%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate subject to change. Pay 2% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today. Not available in North Dakota.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-735-8360. That's 800-735-8360. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-735-8360.
We try to make healthy choices, but do you ever choose the air you breathe? Now you can, with a complete indoor air quality package from Wave Home Solutions. Included is the Wave Smart Ventilation Unit with computerized sensor control and app to reduce moisture, mold, odors, and insect infestation from your basement or crawl space. It also expels harmful gases such as radon, carbon monoxide, and other pollutants. Addressing the worst air in your home will transform the entire house. Add the Wave 6-stage hospital-grade air purifier, the only one with HEPA filtration, 2 UV lamps, and other processes for a 99% kill rate of a broad range of pollutants and allergens. The Wave Indoor Air Quality Package will make your home a drier, cleaner, and healthier one all year round. It's time you choose the air you breathe. Choose Wave Home Solutions. Call 888-979-WAVE. That's 888-979-WAVE. Or visit dryhousenow.com. dryhousenow.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Erie's home for sports. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Every night, Bill Ryder keeps you company.
There's 4 things I do during the week, Bill. It's eat, sleep, get yelled at by my wife, and listen to Ryder Than You. So I appreciate you taking my call, and love all your guys' work that you do.
It's Ryder Than You on CBS Sports Radio.
Welcome back into the show. Bill Ryder with you, along with Stuart Kovacs, the executive producer, and Connor Green on the board today, filling in for Tom. Those guys are doing great work, and we appreciate all of you listening, calling in at 855-2124-CBS, and tweeting Sports Ryder, sports in my last name, REITER, as we talk about Kyler Murray and the Interview gate. How dare he have a bad interview? 2 tweets I really like. Really, I think, smart points. I want to read them to you before we get back to almost full phone lines. One spot open at 855-212-4CBS because someone called in giving the answer to a question we hadn't asked. Listen to a different show. I don't know. That's cool. I'm glad you have the number. So if you want to take that spot, 855-212-4CBS. Seth Coker at SethMachine12 tweets at Sports Writer, I've been a bartender and server for 15 years and have zero problem talking to people. However, if you see me in an interview and I'm a nervous wreck, interviews don't dictate their ability to perform the job. Could not agree more. Great tweet. And Casey at Mailman Casey, who was it that hated Mailman the other day? Somebody just took a shot. Was it Trace? Anti-Mailman?
It was definitely Trace, yeah.
He's a bad person, but Casey's not. At Mailman Casey tweets at Sports Writer Sports, REITER. It amazes me that Jameis Winston, was drafted number 1 with all his off-the-field baggage, and the most negative thing that they can say about Murray is that he's terrible in an interview. Well said. I'm going to make a Mailman joke now. Mailman Casey just delivered the goods. 855-212. That was bad. 855-212-4CBS. Give us a call. We're going to keep going through these calls. Steven and Callie, what's up on the West Coast, brother? You're on CBS Sports Radio. Steven, what's up, buddy? Steven's not there. We'll go back to him. Conrad in Milwaukee, you're on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, Bill, thanks for taking my call. So here's the deal. One question. What is his position in baseball?
I'm sorry, what's his position? Outfielder.
Outfielder.
And he's probably a 5-tool player, they say.
Okay. So I was kind of hoping he'd be a pitcher because it would help my theory. Here's the thing. Being that he's that much into the sports, think of this, his whole life, he's probably been a 2-sports guy or more. I'm sure he's just been, sports, everything. That's what he knows. Anything outside of that probably makes him a little nervous. He might be a little shy. I don't know. I don't know the guy. But when I think of, I'm not afraid to speak in front of people. It actually is an adrenaline rush for me. Other people, not so much. They freeze up. And it took me a little while to get to that point, but other people can't even talk to someone they don't know. They're asking intimidating questions. Even the whole Dan Patrick thing, he wasn't comfortable with his situation. Everyone thought he was going to play baseball. Now all of a sudden they're talking about first-round pick. It's a totally different deal. So I'm sure he's nervous, but this is incredible. If he could actually get drafted if there was a GM that said, hey, you want to play baseball and football? You want to be the next Deion Sanders? Because we haven't seen that, and America wants to see that so bad. That's all I got, Bill. Later.
Conrad, thanks, buddy. Great point. 855-212-4CBS. And I'll share a personal story. I've always been a pretty good public speaker. Discovered it when I was younger, when I was a newspaper writer, 2006 to 2010 at the Kansas City Star. I'd go back to my alma mater, the University of Missouri, once or twice a year, and I'd speak in front of anywhere from 20 to 200 people. And I liked it. I got a rush out of it. And you'd think, that makes sense. You talk on the radio. Of course you would. But the first time that I ever got asked to be on a radio show as a guest wasn't until, forget being a host, as a guest, wasn't until 2010 when I went to cover LeBron and the Heat. And I turned down, radio, just, 15-minute radio guest slots for 3 months. I was nervous. I'd never done it. And turns out I'm not the world's worst talker. And when I first did it, I was super nervous. And now, 9 years later, I'm hosting a radio show. My point is, new things, new endeavors freak a lot of us out. And I actually love it. I love the unknown. I've talked about this in the air. I'm 41. I don't get nervous that much anymore, right? There's not a lot of things I do that are that new. It's an incredible sensation. I enjoy it. But there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not mad at Kyler. I was nervous at 30. How old was I? So bad at math. 33 or whatever it was, doing a 10-minute radio hit, being like, yes, LeBron's not playing well. It's okay for me that a 21-year-old's nervous in an interview or a radio interview. And that, by the way, doesn't mean he won't be a remarkably comfortable and loquacious public speaker, media guy 5 years from now, or not. It doesn't necessarily impact anything. And there's no reason to crush Charlie Casserly for telling the truth. It can be both. And it can be complicated enough that it can also be both. And it can evolve. He can become a great public speaker and a terrible quarterback. It's a complicated world. And I think sometimes we try to oversimplify these things because it's an easier narrative. If you want to give your perspective, we got a way for you to do that. CBS Sports Radio's toll-free line, 855-212-4227, which is brought to you by Geico. Hey, everybody, it is Bill. Here is a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Do you need homeowners, renters, and motorcycle insurance too? Get it all at Geico.com. All right, we're talking about Kyler Murray, sports star. And we're going to go to Stephen in California for a second time, because why not? Stephen, appreciate you, buddy. You're on CBS Sports Radio. Hey.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
So I don't think Arizona should go with the first round on him. I'm not saying he's a bad guy just because of the interview. I just don't think they should waste it. It could be a McVay and Goff situation again, different coach. I'd say they risk it on Josh Rosen one more year. But as far as Murray, they can trade out. Murray can still go number one to a more needy team.
Yeah, the Arizona thing is so interesting. I don't know if you saw this. The new report, the new speculation is, because obviously if Arizona drafts Kyler Murray at the number one pick, Josh Rosen is not their quarterback of the future. And one of the things that I saw was the theory, the possibility, could that make Josh Rosen the future quarterback of the New England Patriots? Would Belichick go get him? Wouldn't it be something if in this entire situation, the biggest winner of Kyler Murray being taken to be the spear of Cliff Kingsbury's offensive juggernaut, the big winner is Josh Rosen because he gets to go study under Brady for a year or two? It happens. It happens. I mean, Trae Young, pretty good player, but it looks like Luka Doncic is the guy that really is the prize. You just never know how these things are going to shake out. All right, 855-212-4CBS. We talk about Kyler Murray, where he should be drafted, and the right and appropriate and accurate ways to evaluate him and his future in the game. Bryce in Cali, Ed in Florida, Sam in Florida, Jeff in Vermont, whoever's on the phone with Stu right now, whoever calls in at 855-212-4CBS. Bear with us, stick with us. We're going to get to your calls and keep having that conversation. Rich like that on CBS Sports Radio with me, Bill Ryder, after this CBS Sports Radio update with Rich Ackerman.
CBS Sports Radio. Sports Flash.
So put down the phone and listen to the update. The Steelers will likely start the new league year without Antonio Brown. ESPN reports they've told teams the deal is expected to be in place by Friday. The Heat and Hornets battling for the 8th and final playoff spot in the East, and they are underway in the first quarter. About 2 minutes left. It's Miami in front by a score of 23-12. The Heat have won 3 of their last 4. Also right now, the Pistons tied with the Nets for the 6th spot in the East. They trail the Timberwolves at home 26-16, 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. The Nets will get underway in just a couple of moments against the Cavaliers in Brooklyn. The Mavericks on top of the Wizards by a score of 35-24, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Luka Doncic already with 10 points for Dallas. Also about to get underway, the Spurs and Hawks in Atlanta, while the Bulls will host the Sixers at the top of the hour, and the Jazz take on the Pelicans later. Knicks and Suns battle in Phoenix. The two teams have the 2 worst records in the league. Also, the Celtics coming off the big win over the Warriors take on the Kings, and the Nuggets, losers of their last 3 for the first time this year, a game and a half back in the Western Conference, take on the Lakers. College action right now at the half. It's Marquette in front of Seton Hall, 37-31. LSU in front of Florida by a score of 23-18. Hockey, the Capitals and Flyers are about to face off in Philadelphia. Also today, Stephen Wright of the Red Sox suspended 80 games by Major League Baseball for testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. I'm Rich Ackerman.
This is the Moose.
And I am Taz. Hey, Moose, will we be talking about another Laker loss?
Yeah, quite possibly, Taz. Make sure to join us tomorrow morning, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
Home for sports. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
At Farmers Insurance, we know a roof can withstand a lot. One exception being an airborne car. Seen it, covered it. Talk to Farmers.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Springtime is almost here, and there's no better time to tackle that next job. At AutoZone, we have the free services to help you get it done. And with our free AutoZone Rewards program, you get a $20 reward every time you spend $20 or more 5 times. Getting the job done just got easier. Headlights need replacing? Now's the time. New headlights help boost visibility for safer driving. For all things headlights, head to AutoZone. Let us help you at more than 5,600 locations nationwide. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. After I left baseball, I just couldn't stay in shape like I used to. Turns out, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to get into shape. So I got back into the game with Nugenics. I'm feeling stronger with a lot more energy and drive. You want to get back into shape? Get Nugenics. All you have to do is send one simple text.
Frank's right. Just text JUDGE to 321-321 to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And guys, she'll like the difference too.
Nugenic samples are not available in stores. To get your complimentary bottle, text JUDGE to 321-321. That's JUDGE to 321-321.
At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield collision has a unique sound. Beetle. Bird poop. Drone. Seen it, covered it. Talk to Farmers.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-291-6670. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-291-6670. That's 800-291-6670. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-291-6670 today. Not available in North Dakota.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-735-8360. That's 800-735-8360. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-735-8360.
We try to make healthy choices, but do you ever choose the air you breathe? Now you can.